right, guys. It is me, Walter Hudson, and my guy Cortez Peoples. How you doing?
Doing well, man. Doing well.
Good, good, good. But we're here to give you the preview for Week 8, um, Game 1, 12 o'clock game. We have the Heat versus the Celtics. Mr. Peoples, coach of the Heat. Um, how do you how do you feel? How do you think you're gonna win this game?
Man, we're gonna have to make a lot of shots and we're gonna have to rebound and almost have honestly a perfect game. Um Not turning the ball over, rebounding, hitting from behind the arc. So that's how I see us winning. Against the Celtics is gonna be a very, very hard matchup. Um I think, we could definitely make a push to win this game.
All right. Well, I'm gonna depending on who shows up for the Celtics, because last week they didn't have Phil Andrade, no the point guard. Now they have Sean Sims, but they didn't have Jared Johnson either. He was supposed to be there, but something had came up. Um, but if the Celtics are there, I give the Celtics a chance. But if they show up with the same team they showed up with last week, I see a Heat team who's probably 6, 7 deep, being able to make a run, make a push. But if I was to put my money on this, I'd put my money on the Celtics. Um, yeah, so we'll go to the 2 o'clock game. We have the Thunder versus the Grizzlies. Mr. Peoples, who you got in this game?
At the Grizzlies get back on track. They just got too much firepower um in the inside interior with Chad and Chris. Um and two, they just a better team. So I feel like the Grizzlies gonna get back on track this week. Um and come away with the W.
All right. Well, as coach of the Grizzlies, I think this is going to be a game where we do finally bring all our pieces together. We haven't had our whole team the entire year. Like we've had different lineups, like every game. Then we insert Daryl and Jeremiah in the middle of the season. Um, and it shakes things up. Rich is now coming off the bench. It's different. It's a very different look for this Grizzlies team. Like they're trying to find ways that you even see like myself, like even last game getting some real good minutes. You know, because it just fit in what we needed for the game plan. Like, uh, I think that we're figuring out what we are together as a team. Chad really doing a good job this year being a leader. Just in general, like just being a leader out there on the floor, paying attention to everything. Like he probably knows how to play. There is no probably. I know he knows how to play with everybody on the team better than we know how to play with everybody on the team. Do you know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
it's we trying to like get his leadership and for him to understand that his judgment matters. You know, things of that nature. You know what I mean? And we have to also step up in our own roles. Like we kind of play a little robotic at times and kind of rely. So I think this is a game where we're gonna like try to open up and try to be more of ourselves. Just go out there, have a good time, have fun, try to dominate a game plan and see how we come up. But yeah, that's
Okay.
why I think we'll get this game. Um, but Warriors and Bucks for the 2 p.m. game. This is game of the week esque for me. I'd say I like this matchup. I do. I'll go first for this one. I'm gonna say Warriors. I'm gonna go Warriors. I'm gonna go Warriors. Good is telling me Warriors, but I feel like the Bucks. I I I feel like if Chris Anderson is there for the Bucks, if Quan Shaw is there for the Bucks, if you have Barrick as well as Brian is off now. I don't think he's playing basketball anymore. So I think he's like in school. So I think he's going to be able to show up. So I think that can be kind of a problem if he didn't have such Brian didn't have such a good game against the Grizzlies last week. But a lot of the stuff he was doing on the floor, he made really good passes. He wasn't holding the ball. The ball moved around. It was like the Bucks team was more fluid with him on the floor, which is something I definitely noticed. So I think that can help the Bucks, but I don't think that they have an answer for Latrell. I don't think they have an answer for Latrell. And then KB could be on your best, ball dominant guy. He could probably guard Brian or something like that. Like, and then put your strongest guy on Quan. That's the only way I feel like the Bucks would be able to come through. They'd have to it would have to be a dog fight for the Bucks, but the Warriors have it. What you got?
Oh man. Now we're saying that the Bucks had Barrett, Bryant, basically both teams have all their players, right?
If both teams have all of their players, I have the Warriors.
Mm.
I have the Warriors. I do. If you have Antonio Marshall out there with Kawani, with Tyree, with Latrell, even Otis, the way he's been playing, he's been playing well. He's been playing well. He's been making the right plays. He hasn't been taking bad shots. Like he just had to make them. And he's been making his shots. So if he can continue to at least and then he subbed out last game too. He took his substitution for a good little while and came back. If they can play like a team, and the only thing I was concerned about is the way they talk to each other. That was the only concern I really had about them. They have the talent for sure, but I feel like if they can enjoy playing ball with each other, not be out there just playing it like it's like you just want to win. Enjoy playing ball with each other, make it feel like that. I feel like they'd be a really hard team to beat. They could be a championship favorite to me. Honestly, I see them beating the Nets. I see them beating I can see them beating all them teams if they get it together.
Oh man. This is a difficult. I wouldn't say it's a hard one, but it's a difficult one. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Bucks. I'm gonna go Bucks.
Okay.
With all their pieces, that they have, I'm gonna go Bucks.
Yeah, I like that game.
I know I'm gonna get the side eye on Sunday, but I mean, but that doesn't diminish the Warriors. I just feel like the Bucks
match up. You feel like they match up better?
Yeah, I do.
You like Barrick over Tyree? Not Tyree, Barrick over Latrell.
Yeah.
You like Barrick over Latrell?
Barrick actually do more than Latrell on the defensive end, and Barrick can shoot it. Barrick can drive it, just like Trail can. So I feel like Barrick has the edge over Trail on the defensive end that gives him the edge in that matchup. Don't get me wrong, Trail is a great player. It's just on the defensive end, Barrick got him. Shoot, Barrick leading the league in blocks. And probably almost rebound. So, yeah. And I think they will know how to guard Tyree. Meaning, I think their defense will be solid.
Who's gonna guard him? Who's gonna guard him? You have okay.
I mean, you got Patrick Allen. Remember, it's not so much of it going to be. I'm gonna say it like this. I don't think the Warriors on Sunday will have enough shooting because I feel like they're gonna lock up on Tyree.
Wow. Okay. I feel like that's the only way they can win this game is if they shoot the ball. They're not gonna pound it in the paint with them. They're gonna shoot the ball.
And
they're going to shoot the ball.
The Bucks are a athletic team. They'll be able to get out on
not on the wings, not at guard though. On the wings, yeah, but Tyree's a guard. At the guard, they have okay. If you have, I'd rather go up against Caleb and Evan, than go up against Vashawn and Jared or Puda and Jared. You know what I'm saying? Their guards aren't you'll take that. At the wing when you got Barrick and Quan, though they're solid. You know what I'm saying on the wing, but at guard, who's nobody's like if you and then if you put a wing on him, if you put Barrick on him, now what? Latrell
I
gonna
mean,
eat.
Brian is not a bad defender.
No, Who's Brian
But
guarding them?
I mean, he's gonna have to guard Antonio.
But that's what I'm saying. And you still thinking Antonio's on the team? Like this. That's what I'm telling you. They got too much going on, man. Like if they get it together, I don't think the Bucks
Well, you
can.
got to take into consideration last week. They had all their players last week. Celtics then had nearly their whole team, and the Celtics
They blew them out.
they did only lose by like 11 or 10 or 11 or something
No,
like that.
no, no. They lost by the final score of that game was
No,
72 to 54.
the final score of that game isn't a a mere picture of how the game was, because the Celtics came back, and then all that stuff happened, and then that's how the Warriors pulled away some more.
No,
But that
K-Box got
score isn't
ejected too, didn't he?
right.
Yeah,
So a lot of
K-Box
stuff
got out.
happened. A lot of stuff happened within that game. At the end, I mean because I think they started shooting free throws at the end and things like that. Like, so a lot of stuff happened at the end of that game. I'm just saying, like, I do think the Bucks can beat them. I
Yeah,
mean, I ain't
I
gonna
don't
take that
know.
away from them.
We'll see. This should be this. Look, we on it. We've been on this one for a while. Like let's go. I get it. That's game. That should be game of the week for sure. For sure, that should be game of the week because that one is like a hard matchup to pick. Because I feel like the Bucks can beat them as well. I said that in my take. You feel me? But like, can't like. But at best, if both these teams at best, who's better? I think it's the Warriors. Like
It's hard.
I think at best the Warriors is a better team than the Bucks. At best, Brian. I
I can
mean,
see why, though. I mean, I definitely agree with why you feel that way, because I mean, I understand, and I'm not saying the Bucks are better than the Warriors. I just feel like,
no, I think they could beat them though. I think they
yeah,
can. I think they have a chance, like a better chance than other teams to beat this team because they match up well. Because they match up well. Barrick with Latrell. You got Brian and Tone Marshall. Then you got Tyree and uh whoever and Brian. Well, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Now who guards Tyree?
that's what I'm saying. Like, Patrick Allen is a good defender.
But is he starting?
So I mean, they will adjust. I mean, even if it's Caleb or Tristan Schwartz, like even if it's one of them,
Tristan would guard Tyree. Tristan would guard Tyree. That's no Tristan would guard Tyree for sure. Tristan would
so
totally
even
guard
with
Tyree.
that matchup,
Yeah,
like
I know
I
that
mean,
Tristan would want to.
he will face
So,
guard him. Even in man to man, they have face guard him and just stick on him, and then let everyone else put in the work.
yeah,
That's
Tristan's just
how I would
athletic
see it.
enough to keep a body around, like keep at least be able to contest or like get through a fight through. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna be able to put in the energy and effort, and he has a little size on him too. He's like six
Right.
three, I think.
Yeah. Somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere around.
So yeah. But all right. So let's go into the next game. Next game is a good game as well. We got the Spurs and Lakers. Whew. I like this matchup, but I'm gonna go Lakers. Um, I don't think the Spurs offensively. I think offensively they've been lacking without Chris Green being there. Um, they don't they have shooters, but they haven't been shooting well. Um, I don't. I mean, Terrell Hendricks is going to ball out regardless. He's going to get his. We know that. Um, Tone has been taking a forward stand. I think Dre has been trying to pass the ball a lot more. I've seen that in the last game. Um, he wasn't so focused on scoring so much, but he was being a threat at the same time. So I think that can help them in this game. We haven't seen a good game yet from we've seen one good game from Gerald. No, not from Gerald. That's the part. Yeah, we haven't seen a good game from Gerald yet. So I don't know if since the Lakers is the people that he and play with last year, if he's gonna like feel more comfortable in his game. I don't know. This is I'm gonna go Lakers.
Oh. um, Spurs, Lakers. This should be very, very entertaining. However, I'm going with the Spurs.
Mm,
Um, I mean, they just knocked out the number one team in the league last week by coming back. They was
they
down.
did. They did. John
By,
Martin, Octavius Davis, and the game winner from Micah.
so I mean, I feel like they they needed some time. I was saying in the beginning they needed some time just to play with Micah and stuff and things like that. But I do think um it's gonna be a good game. But I'm gonna take the Spurs over the Lakers.
Mm, okay. I mean, if they come to play, if the Spurs come to play, hey, look, they if they come to play the way that I know that they can, if Trey comes out of his shell, Octavius has been balling all season. If Jeremy's knocking them shots down, if Micah knocking his shots down, if Gerald gets more aggressive, trying to score the ball at the basket, um, then I think they'll be really hard to beat because they have a lot of pieces, a lot of pieces. But the Lakers are gonna, I think Terrell is gonna be a little, he's gonna be kind of an issue. He's just an issue in general because he's relentless, whether he's shooting good or bad. Like it's like it's not annoying is like a word for lack of better terms. You know what I'm saying? It's not annoying. It's just like it's like, dude, chill. Like you just missed 4 shots and you just tried to tip dunk on me. Like, bro, relax. Like,
Is the Nets better? Is the Lakers better than the Nets?
um,
Come on now, Walter. Really? You gotta think
I
about
can't
that.
say that. I can't say that.
You can't say that the Nets are better than the Lakers.
No, I can say the Nets are better than the Lakers. You said are the Lakers better than the Nets? I can't say the Lakers are better than the Nets.
Right. So that's
Yeah,
what you're supposed to say. No, the Net. My
yeah,
point
Nets are
is
better.
the
Yeah, the
Nets are
Nets are
better
better than the
than the
Lakers.
Nets.
But I
And
mean, but to
came
be,
back.
I think the Nets are better than the Spurs, and they lost. Like you know, like I do you think that the Grizzlies are better than the Sixers?
Yeah.
We lost to them. It don't matter, bro. It don't matter. Like it don't matter. It don't matter. It don't
No,
matter.
I'm doing the tale of two teams. Like I'm just doing Lakers and Nets. I'm not pertaining it to who they played against. I'm just talking about those two teams individually. Who's better between the Lakers and the Nets? Um, and the Nets are better than the Lakers. When we talk about all the players that they have in their team. Um, so like I said, like the Spurs are that type of team that's all about again. Actually, the Spurs are another one of those culture teams. Even though they kind of swayed a little bit this year because they added some more. I guess you could say not controversial, but
They added
more
some
ball
guys
dominant.
that weren't around that were adopted into the culture versus like raised in it.
Right. So, like, I mean that I'm what I'm trying to say is I knew the Spurs would find some type of formula, and they did that without their head coach being there.
Mm-hmm.
So Spurs is gonna be fine to me. They're gonna be a force too when playoff time come around. I'll be kind of nervous to play them in the playoff. Honestly, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, no, the Spurs is Spurs is one of those teams you definitely don't want to like. It's like the Bulls. It's like they like the Bulls. Like you don't want to see the Bulls in the first round of the playoffs. Like I feel that same way about the Spurs. Yeah, Spurs is they not a pushover team. Like they a team that can literally give it to you any given night, and you don't know where it's gonna come from. You don't know where it's gonna come from. It came from John Martin, pretty much. Like Octavius has been, like I said, Octavius has been probably the most solid all the way down the line. He's been the most solid for them, but John Martin came through that game. He stepped up. And so that's what they need though. They need people to step up and just be that. Like you never know whose game it is, so be aggressive. I I I think they just need to get to the basket more. I think they settle for too many jumpers. That's the only thing wrong with this team. Other than that, all right, we'll move on to the next one. You got the Nets Bulls. I like this matchup. I do. I like seeing watching the Nets play the Bulls because the Bulls are such a big team. Nets aren't necessarily a big team. They are strong. They are defensive though. I think last season they were the number one defense as far as like points allowed and stuff. um, but I'm gonna go if everybody's there. They have no Dennis.
But
That's
Dennis said he'll be back Sunday.
he said he'd be back.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Well, if Dennis is here, if Dennis is there, I got the Nets for sure. For sure, I got the Nets. Without Dennis, I still think that they adjust. I think Nick Crow is the biggest X factor in this game. Um, I think Puda and Benny gonna kind of wash each other out. You ain't gonna he gonna guard he respects Benny. I believe Puda respects Benny's game, so I think he's gonna like really get after him defensively, and want to guard him. Um, and then if he can get some steals and get some breaks on somebody like that, it'll just turn them up. I think the Nets got this one. I think they move the ball around, they play solid. You get the bull on defense, the Bulls, I think they can be better defensively. Um, but yeah, give me the Nets.
I'm gonna roll with the Nets with you. I but again, like I really feel like this will be a good game, definitely from the start. I just man, like I'm from the Bulls, like I would have to see more from Bobby and in games like this, like
Mm,
um
that's I take.
when it comes to scoring, I need to see more from Bobby. Um, and like you said, Nick Crow will have to have a efficient game, and Benny and Miguel will have to be hitting from all cylinders on the outside, and Uncle Herb gonna have to be there, and like all those moving parts will have to be like going in the right direction for the Bulls on Sunday. Um, but I'm not counting them out at all. But I'm
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
pick the
at
Nets.
all.
I'm gonna pick the Nets though.
Yeah. If the Bulls win, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled it out because they can put up. The thing is, the Nets games have been very low scoring because the Nets are such a defensive team. You know what I'm saying? They gonna play defense. That's what they do. That's what Chill said on the podcast the last time we did it. They get when they get back to their roots. Their roots is defense. That's where their roots is. But I think that the Bulls have like a high scoring offense. Like the Bulls score a lot of points, like they always have, and they have people that can shoot the ball and make it inside. Like Seth, I think Seth is probably gonna come back with a vengeance too after him not being able to play last game. So um they can do it. Bulls can do it. They have the firepower, but I think the Nets have the experience together. They probably have been the team that has played together the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, like outside of the Bulls. You know what I mean? Even the Bulls, like even Nick has only been in there for this is second season. This is his first or second season.
Who?
Nick Crow. This is his.
Well, I know he was there last season.
Yeah, this is second season. Then yeah, but yeah, I got the Nets. And then last game we got the Sixers Magic. Um, I kind of like this game. I like
Hey,
it.
this gonna be game of the week right here.
This I like it. Oh, this is a hard pick. This is a hard pick. Um, I'm gonna go.
Oh, you. Okay.
You go ahead. You go. I'm gonna think.
I'm gonna go with the Magic.
Oh,
Um, I'm gonna go with the Magic only because they are a team that they have a they play with an edge, even though they know they playing against teams that's probably probably not probably but definitely more athletic and more endurance. They play with an edge, like they never give up. Like they just keep coming. Like even when you beating them by almost 20, they
Yeah, they gonna
still only
still.
end up losing by 10 because they not gonna give up. And I just feel like the Sixers, just to piggyback off that Sixers and Grizzlies game, it was just a bad game from the Grizzlies. Like y'all had some turnover, like too many
We only had
turnovers,
5 players that game. We only had
and
five
y'all
players that game. Yeah, and I was
and
hurt playing.
like
Yeah,
nothing to take away from the Sixers. I mean, arguably they have the rookie of the year in Miles Bergens,
yeah. No, they hooped. They were hooping that game.
and
No cap. I'm not
but
taking nothing
that's
away
the
from them.
thing
Yeah.
though. That's the thing though. Like after you get past Miles Bergens, um, my guy Jordan, he been absent for the last almost 3 or 4 games. Like, um, and then I just see I can actually visualize Orlando. I mean not Orlando, but the Magic winning before I can see the Sixers winning. So that's why I'm gonna go with the Magic.
Mm. Um, I'm going to say I'm gonna go Sixers. I'm gonna go Sixers. There's one guy that you have not mentioned that I think is going to have a great game, especially after being off for a week and not having to play, and that's Jonathan Townsend. He's been hurt, but he has been had games where he can put up 14, 15 plus. He can put the ball in the basket if he's shooting well. Um, I think that against this Magic team, I think he has the size and he moves a little better than the guys on the Magic, and I think he'll be able to rebound the ball and kind of finish in the paint a little more, get to the line. I think he'll disrupt like some of the flow. Um, at least I think if Miles can also do what he does every game, and JT, and then Jordan step up. If Jordan can, if Smooth can step up, Jordan Smooth Winfield, if y'all ain't know his name, but if he can step up, it'd be hard for him to lose. I think it'd be hard for him to lose. So I'm gonna go Sixers. Yeah, man. That's all we got. That's the final game. That's the 5 o'clock game, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to the preview for week 8. Y'all take it easy and have a good one.